And we're live again after having to answer another phone call as we preview the Thanksgiving trio of games. We'll start with the Bills and the Lions. The Lions are getting plus 9.5. People are like, this game is going to be a blowout. The Lions, for whatever reason, they either come back late or they keep the game close throughout. But they always keep the game close. It won't be 9 points they'll lose by. They may lose by 5 or 8, but they won't lose by 9 or 9.5. They just won't. Except Giants versus Cowboys. The Cowboys are getting favored by 9.5. This is a rivalry game. Games are usually closer. There's a lot of injuries on the Giants side. Dory Jackson, the starting cornerback, he's out. He's not playing. Their veteran safety is out. So it looked more like Landon Collins is going to go. Their starter, I guess the starting center, he's out. Their starting tight end is out. He broke his eye socket, so he's out. The tight end is, and the wide receiver tore his ACL, so he's done. Then you have your backup tackle is out. Your starting right tackle, your rookie right tackle, Evan Neal, hasn't played in over, I think it's been 5 weeks. He had a knee issue. He was not placed on IR. He didn't play last week. He was questionable the whole week. He is now a game time decision. So, and that's just on the Giants side. If you look at the Cowboys, the injuries aren't as bad, but they have a little bit of the bug in Dallas right now. Like a lot of players are sick. Jonathan Hankins, Dante Fowler, Terrell Basham are sick. Kelvin Joseph. We'll see if they play. No one knows. Nobody knows. And it's the last 10 days that's been the case. There's been a lot of players that have been sick. They've played, but about a lot of players have been sick. But in saying that, everyone's like, well, Tank Lawrence is injured. He plays, though, okay? Tank Lawrence could have his leg amputated, and he'd play. And he'd play well. That's the scary thing. He'd play well. And Michael Parsons are like, oh my gosh, he's banged up. He's this, he's that. He's gonna play. As Michael Parsons keeps saying, it's just football. It's just football. It's the game. That's how it is. You're gonna get banged up. You're gonna get rolled up on. You're gonna get, your ankle's gonna hurt. Your knee's gonna hurt. You may have a shoulder issue, but you're gonna be fine. He's gonna play anyway. Ezekiel, oh, his knee. I don't know. He's gonna play. To put this into perspective, Zeke missed 2 games this year. He's in his 7th year now. Hasn't missed. That's the first 2-game stretch that he's missed in his NFL career. He's been banged up, but over the last 3 years, he's missed a game. This year he missed 2. I mean, he's gonna play. It's not accurate to say he's not gonna play. Zeke would play no matter what. The only reason why he wouldn't play is if they kept him out. There's no reason to keep him out. I also want to suggest this. I want you to go look at what Micah Parsons said. The Cowboys do this thing, and a lot of teams do it, but the Cowboys do it mostly. They go and have what they call sound of the sidelines. And in the Vikings game, Michael Parsons had 2 sacks, and he's on the headset. He's got the headset on, and he's talking to Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, and he says, "Just give me one more series. Just give me one more series, and then I'll come out. I won't play." And I couldn't hear what Quinn said, but you hear what the the one of the Cowboys assistants, Gus Edwards, said, formerly of the Vikings, but what he said, "Man, we got to play on Thursday. We need you for Thursday. We're not putting you out there." He's like, "Well, why?" Like he has such a young kid enjoyment of the game that he's willing to play. He knows he's probably the most valuable player on this team, and yet he has the willingness to play no matter if he's banged up or not. That's just the way he is. It's a youthful way to look at something. That's what he does the best at. That's what he's the best at. So, like, there's no doubt he's not gonna play. Of course he's gonna play. But you get injuries like that. You get people like that who can just do that, and it's an unbelievable athlete. And the final game is the New England Patriots against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 2.5. Christian Darrisaw, the Vikings left tackle, he's not gonna play. And it looks like their left guard, I don't remember his name, he's not gonna play either, it looks like, up to this point. And everyone's like, "Well, Judon will be good." I don't understand why people think this. Judon, Matthew Judon is a great player. He is. He plays on the other side. So unless they decide to flip him on a short week, they're not gonna do it. Now, maybe they will. But I also want you to know this. This Vikings offensive line's been really good. Yes, they're banged up, but they're really good. And everyone's like, "Well, Michael Parsons got 2 sacks." Yes, but Michael Parsons is a different animal. That guy's like, when that's not a fair matchup, I think, for those the Vikings have in a span of 11 days faced Von Miller, Michael Parsons, and Tank Barnes. But Von Miller, Michael Parsons, and now Matthew Judon. That's not a fair matchup. Now, the Vikings do have one thing that goes their way, including the game against the Cowboys. The Vikings played 5 of their next 6 in Minnesota, which the Cowboys basically taken as a second home. But Mac Jones is going to play. The question I have is this. The Vikings team defense gives up a lot of passing yards, but they're great in the red zone and they're good on third down. And they can stop the run. They can. My question is this. How does New England combat Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, TJ Hawkinson, KJ Osborne? How can they conduct that? How can they work that? By doing what the Cowboys did. You put your best corner on their best wide receiver and let him go. Let him go. And you say, okay, we're going to try and do various things against Thielen, Hawkinson, going to keep Osborne one-on-one as much as possible. And what you can see, the inability of that Viking offense. The Cowboys put Diggs on Justin Jefferson. Jefferson had 3 catches for 33 yards. That's it. No touchdowns either. 3 catches, 33 yards. Thielen became practically invisible when they played, so it didn't matter. Hawkinson dropped 2 passes I really think could have been touchdowns. The first one definitely. The second one he would have had to stretch out, but at least the first down, and you put that into a first and goal. KJ Osborne was non-existent for the majority of the game. And it wasn't like the Cowboys stopped Dalvin Cook either. They didn't. They never did. But they forced the Vikings into mistakes. They got ahead early. They forced the Vikings to throw. And that's what you do if you're the any defensive team. Can you force them to throw? Can you put the ball on Kirk Cousins' right shoulder and say, go win? I don't see it. I don't think it. I don't think they can do it, but I think the Vikings win this game because I don't trust the Patriots defense. Barmore's out with an injury. He's on IR. Jake Bailey's out on an injury. IR. The lack of the offense. I'm taking the Vikings on that. It doesn't matter how. Vikings find a way to win this game because I don't trust. The only success that the Patriots will have is if their defensive line can mimic what the Cowboys' defensive line did. Is that possible? I don't think so. But can they mimic it? If they can, then they'll be fine. If they can't, the Vikings will win this one pretty handily.